You always have to be prepared to walk. I could have signed an agreement today, and then you people would have said, oh, what a terrible deal, what a terrible thing he did. No, you have to be prepared to walk.
That was the president summing up his meeting with North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un. Seconds ago, we landed at Joint Base Andrews outside Washington, presumably watching cable news on the way home. There are high hopes for that summit, but as you just heard, the talks collapsed. The United States pulled out last night. Harey Kazianis of the Center for National Interest said a peace deal should be reached at the summit. What is his view of how things turned out? He joins us now to tell us. Harry, great to see you.
Good to see you.
So you had high hopes for this.
I did.
Your assessment now?
I still have high hopes. Look, the bottom line is, Tucker, is that we're not at war with North Korea. And for me, that is actually the most important thing. Now, I know some people are going to say, oh, that's very low expectations. Let me just tell you a very quick story. Back in 2017, I did a war game where it looked at what happens if there was a nuclear war with North Korea in 2020. Do you know what happened in that war game? 8 million people died. And the reason why the death toll didn't go any higher is because the computer broke, because we didn't hit the casualty assessments high enough and the programming broke. So the thing is this. We need to understand the most important thing with North Korea that we need to have is peace. Because, look, let's face it, a lot of countries have nuclear weapons. That's terrible. That makes me feel uncomfortable. But you know what? Deterrence works. Because Kim Jong-un knows one thing. If he uses nuclear weapons, he's dead. So we need to have a little bit more realistic expectation about what is going on with North Korea, because our threat perceptions are just way out of whack, and we really need to be a little bit more realistic.
So we pressured Muammar Gaddafi to get rid of his chem bio stockpiles, weapon stockpiles, after we invaded Iraq, and convinced him to do it. He did it. Once he did that, Hillary Clinton and Samantha Power in the Obama administration had him killed. So that kind of sends the wrong message to people we're trying to get to disarm, doesn't it?
Exactly, because regime change is a foolish policy. And you think we would have learned this by now. But look, we saw what happened in 2017 together. We covered it. I mean, everybody was calling for regime change in North Korea. Let's do a bloody strike. Do you know how many armaments North Korea has? They might have as many as 60 nuclear weapons. If they decided to use them, millions of people would be dead. So look, the first thing that we need to do is we need to start a dialogue with North Korea. That's why last night I was so adamant about a peace declaration. Because how are you going to convince Kim Jong-un to disarm if you're at war with him technically? So I think that's the first step. But the most important thing is this. Let's put the actual nuclear disarmament at the end of the process. Let's start at the beginning of having some sort of relationship. That's not appeasement. That's not being Neville Chamberlain. That's just being realistic.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. Harry, thank you very much.
Thank you.